you, brother.
Stomping stands to unite. Miami stands to fight. Lights burn bright. From the water they rise, fins cut the air. Storming fields.
Good evening, Miami Dolphins fans. The Miami Dolphins stomp the Falcons in Week 8, 34-10. My goodness, what a way to start the week. A Dolphins victory, an awesome Dolphins victory today, 34-10. We welcome Sammy of Phins TV, who was on with me earlier for pregame, and Finn Stanza, who was not with us on pregame. He is here, ready to talk some Dolphins football.
Peaceful pregame.
You know, Ray Finkel's already here. DSG says pink eye Tua. Who would have known? Ray Finkel says nothing pisses me off more than my favorite team shutting down the run when I didn't even think it was possible and causing me to lose money on FanDuel. Right? I mean, this is why, like, I know there are some people that go, oh, yeah, they won, but, or hey, they did, but really, this was, I have to say, for me, I'm just going to state straight up, this was an all-around win for the Miami Dolphins. We talked about it before the game. There's not just Bijan Robinson. You couldn't stop him, but you can't stop Tyler Algier. Even though they didn't have their starting quarterback in Penix, they still had what's his name? Kirk Cousins. There's like, let's be real here. Miami, this is not going to be a good game for Miami. They gave 200 yards to this guy. Who would have known they would hold Bijan Robinson to 25 yards with 9 carries? Who would have known that they would have held Kirk Cousins 21-31, 173? Who would have known that they finally would have ran the freaking ball? Ollie freaking Gordon. God, it was so good to see Ollie freaking Gordon. Look at this. Ollie Gordon rushing today. What was it? Did I miss it?
46 and 1 for 20. The touchdown was 1 for 20.
The 20-yard touchdown. And, of course, Achin doing Achin things, 18-67 with a receiving touchdown, 5 receptions, 24 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Wright active today, 9 carries, 28 yards. Jalen Waddle, 599 and a touchdown. Washington, 36 yards, 4 receptions, and a touchdown. Tua responding with a big game today, and you got to give him the credit, despite everything, responding with a massive game after that dud last week, 20-26, 205, 4 touchdowns. And then again, the defense. A lot been put on the defense. And we talked McDaniel, we talked Tua, we talked about it. Daniel's in the house. He says it was the Tua show. But kudos to the Dolphins defense for stepping up. We said it before the game. Sammy, keys to the game. Stop the run the ball, protect the ball. Don't turn it over. What does the Miami do? Stop the run the ball, and protect the football. And what happens? We get a 34-10 victory, and the Dolphins move to 2-6 on the season. I know. It's not, it's not like, oh, we did it, we're out of it, we're going, but it's pretty damn good. It's a good time. It's a good win for the Dolphins, right? It's a good win for the Dolphin fans. Like, I see some people online saying,
what did I say, Bobby? Who would show up tonight? My friend Daniel's here. Did I not call it?
Daniel will be here, yeah.
Daniel's here.
I will just say, I've seen some people online, some upset, some telling others, don't celebrate this win. No, celebrate this win. This was a good win. And I said this earlier to Sammy. We both, and full disclosure, we both picked Miami to lose. A lot of people picked the Dolphins to lose this game because everything that was on paper, you're looking at it, go, there's no way. But if they win, great, because now we get to see the guys the foundational pieces. Achin, Ollie, White, who's in trade or been thrown name out there as trades. Malik Washington, 4-36. What a touchdown grab. What a throw by Tua for that. But what a touchdown grab by Malik Washington. You look at, you see some of these young guys, that's a good foundational piece. That's the silver lining of a win for the Dolphins. So there's a lot of silver linings. But anyway, I'm sure we're going to touch about it all. We'll go ahead and start with Sammy, and then we'll follow up with Vinstanza. to get kind of his thoughts before the game. What was his thoughts going into this game, and then what surprised him, or what happened, and what was his thoughts after the game? But Sammy, you and I talked a lot before the game. We had our keys to the game. We both had our predictions. We both, full disclosure, had Miami losing this game.
Yes.
Man, you see how it plays out. I mean, and this was a definitive all-around win for the Miami Dolphins, in my opinion. Somebody may be different. That's okay. 34-10. Man, talk to me. What do you think of this game?
Before the game, I also said that the Falcons are an interesting team. They play to the level of the opponent, and
You did say that.
And did not even happen because the level of the opponent today was far superior because the Dolphins came ready to play. We said that they had to find a way to run the ball against one of the top defenses in the league, and they found a way to run the ball. Tua was on point today, even with the pink eye or whatever he had, the device or all that crap. Tua was, he was focused. The game plan for Mike McDaniel was really good. I'm sorry, Evan, but they came to play today. Mike McDaniel had a good game plan against the Falcons, and they found a way to throw the ball, stop the run the ball, and all facets of the game. So the Dolphins basically found a way to open a kind of whoop on the Falcons and Atlanta, which is an up and down team. And today they proved that because the Dolphins found a way to basically outmatch in all facets of the games. Offense, defense, special teams, for sure.
Evan, again, just your thoughts going into this game. Where did you stand? Obviously, how much confidence did you have in this team? And watching this game, or watch what you did of this game, because I know you're busy, but just following up on it, what shocked you, man?
Before I do that, because my co-host,
you're muted
on the deck is
oh, sorry, sir.
Morgan. I will take a moment, even though he played for a team that we don't like to support. Let's just take a moment to say our prayers for Nick Mangold and his family. 41 years old, center for the New York Jets, passed away at 41 years old due to kidney disease. Was an excellent center in the NFL. It's a shame for a guy to leave that early. Someone who's younger than me, leaving this world way too early. So my condolences to his family. Prayers up to anyone in the Jets organization, whoever coached him. I wish them that. Prayers to you guys. In terms of the game today, the expectations. The expectations were, because I didn't go on pregame, I sort of didn't have many expectations because I wasn't in that mindset. But the expectations were they were probably going to go 1-7, only because were they going to continue to do what they've been doing all season? But however, if they found a way to stop Bijan Robinson, if they found a way to handle Kirk Cousins, and the defense actually and the offense actually didn't turn over the ball, then they would win. And what have we all been saying all season? If you stop the run and actually run the ball and make Tua what he really is a guy who's a play-action quarterback who relies on a balanced attack like he had at Alabama of rushing and then complementing that with passing, because he had a great stat line today, but he only threw for 205 yards, which we shouldn't have to do more, because if you balance it with 150 yards of rushing, that's a good game for everybody. So the fact that all of us, I want to make it clear, because I think people think, I don't ever want this team to lose. I never want them to lose. I never watch the game going, yay, they're getting killed. I've never looked forward to them picking high in the draft. It's fun for draft components, but I've never looked at the draft that way. I always want my team to win. What I want as for the Dolphins is to have consistent winning. I want a team that consistently shows up to games and doesn't cough up the ball and doesn't cough up the game by doing stupid things. But by the way, I hardly criticize the actual players. I criticize the coach. If you really think about it, I don't go after Tua individually very often. I don't go after certain players and knock them down a peg. I always go after the structure of the organization, starting from Ross, Greer, to McDaniel. So for me today, they did exactly what we've all been asking them to do all season, which is stop the run the ball, and don't turn over the ball. And that's what happened today. My expectations were, had I come on the show, I wouldn't have probably predicted a blowout because it was Kirk Cousins, so I really didn't have focus on that. But I thought it would probably be a 24-14, 24-17 type of score because it's a dome game. So I actually thought Tua would have a more decent game because I always made the joke, Tua would do well in Atlanta. He would do well in New Orleans when he was with Sean Payton. He might do well when Minnesota was in the Dome or in Vegas because the Dome team, so there's no elements to affect him. So for me, the expectation today was that McDaniel was going to fumble again. But ironically, it took McDaniel taking off his sunglasses and Tua putting on sunglasses for the team to win. So that was hilarious to me. I'm surprised McDaniel wears, but the best line on Twitter today for me was like, and I think you saw that. I think you said it on Phins Faithful today. Was Tua wearing the Apple Vision Meta hologram to basically see where to throw the ball today? But also think about it. It's one of the most amazing play for me today, and Bobby, I think you'll remember this. The Buffalo game where we won 19-17 in that heat fest of week 2 against Buffalo a couple of years ago. I think it was 2022. When Tua threw that ball to Waddle on 4th and 7, that's the bread and butter of Tua and Waddle. That play has not been run by McDaniel in 3 years. You give if you get Jalen Waddle on that slot route where he's able to go like that, he's going to flop. But when I saw today, and I remember I missed part of the game because I was really focused on my kids' hockey. When I saw that they were running, the first thing I went to go look at is how often are they running the ball? Jalen Wright sightings, Ollie Gordon sightings, Devon Achane. What happened today? If you look today, my most shocking thing for me in today's game, Bobby, the most shocking thing is Devon Achane had 23 touches, right? That's great, phenomenal. But also, Ollie Gordon had 11 touches. Jalen Wright had 10 touches. The fact that you basically had your 3 running backs have a total of 23, let me look here, 23 plus 11, 34, almost 45 touches. Tua threw the ball 27 times. Your running backs got the ball 45 times. That's phenomenal. That's how you win football games. Your quarterback does not win you the game the way this team is structured. And by the way, it was the first time for me I've watched in the McDaniel era where it was fun to watch football. It was because it wasn't that dink and dunk nonsense. You balance, you use your speed guys, your power guys. Bobby, it was 3rd and 2 and they gave the ball to Ollie freaking Gordon. Like, what? Like, what was in his? I don't understand. That, for me, the expectation today is Mike McDaniel finally did what I've been wanting him to do for 3 years, 4 or 3.5 years. Use the running attack and the play action to balance it. And you know what also happened? You want to know why the defense played well today? Key stat, which we've been begging for all season. Dolphins, 37-58. Falcons, 22-02. When you run the ball and you extend the drives, you don't put that weight on your defense. The defense has time to relax, has time to game plan, has time to conserve their energy, and they can play better defense. The reason why they're having an awful run defense is they're gassed. They're getting killed in the time of possession. Today, time of possession was phenomenal. So for me, today was the recipe for winning football. Because also, if you look back on when Flores was there, Tua wasn't throwing the ball 50 times a game. It was a balanced attack with a really good defense. By the way, they need to continue to do this. Even if they lose, this is the right way to go. Put the ball in your best player's hands. Because if you give Achane, Gordon, and Wright pitches, Waddle's going to play better. We had a Nick Westbrook sighting today twice. What? Nick Westbrook? He's on the team? By the way, and the best decision, it's funny, it's a copycat league, guys, right? Runs, instead of playing tight end, they had a 6 offensive lineman and Brunskill acting like a tight end. Lo and behold, you're going to put it, how many times have we talked about this on a pregame show? You use a 6 lineman, you give more space to your running backs. What? Right, guys, it's almost like Mike McDaniel's been listening to other podcasts and listening to what the people have been saying. Maybe he's actually listening to people and he's not doing the same nonsense. And by the way, the biggest change today, you know who I saw on the sideline for the first time in 4 years? Did you know who was on the sideline? Frank Smith. Wait, you don't put people up in the box. You actually have your people on the field talking and engaging with each other. Wow, what a concept. Like, did he have a lobotomy? Maybe this was Stephen Ross. I don't know. But it's almost like Mike McDaniel woke up and smelled the roses. He realized, you want to know what? My way isn't the only way.
So let me ask you now that you're, because you kind of segued right into this,
I
and
always
I'm gonna
do
stay
that.
with you, and then I know, and then Sam, you can follow up. See, because McDaniel said after last week's game, I'm gonna watch the film, and we're gonna have to make the necessary changes. I'll have to do some things, blah 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 blah. And everybody wondered what that was. Was that a change at quarterback? Was that giving up play calling? What did that mean? How much did we actually believe something was going to change? Well, the most noticeable change was Frank Smith being on the sideline. That's a big change. You know, how does that impact the game? We'll see. Well, we saw it today. The other change, you saw it right away. The 6 offensive linemen, the 3 running backs, all getting their, and I mean, not just a couple times. Again, 10 carries for Ollie Gordon, 18 for Devon Achane, almost 9 carries for Jalen Wright. They I mean, that is what we saw. And you know, you look at that, you know, oh, that was probably a boring game. No, it wasn't. It was a 34-10 victory. And yes, happy birthday to my grandmother, who's 80 years old today. I love you, Grandma.
Okay.
Happy birthday. God bless you.
You better have called her.
Huh?
You better have called her, not just gave her a shout out on the podcast.
I've talked to her already. I've been sending her videos all day of the kids. Trust me, I'm the good grandson. I'm good. Anyway,
Did you check in with your brothers? Because they probably forgot.
no, I didn't check in with them. That's on them. But anyway, so with all that though, with the way they ran the ball, somebody asked in the comments, forgive me because I don't have it up, but does Miami, Grandma Finstock? That's right. Happy birthday, Grandma Finstock. Yeah, there you go. Duke. Do you guys think McDaniel will keep using 6 O-line scheme that he did today? That's the thing. Is that the winning formula? You saw it today. Look what they were able to do. Look at the way their offense went downfield, the way they were able to execute plays, how this was kind of cushioned for Tua as well. And Tua played a sharp game. Tua was, you know, this was the best case scenario, 4 touchdowns, but overall just a good game. So, Evan, what you saw from Frank Smith on the sidelines, 6 linemen, running game, Tua, the way he played with the weapons, did McDaniel today find a winning formula going forward for the Dolphins?
Did he find a winning formula? 1,000%. The question is, will he try to overthink himself again and go back to?
Sure.
But the thing is, I think the best thing that could have possibly happened to the Dolphins is it's a short week, so he can actually take the momentum of this and reapply it on Thursday night. Because but let's talk about Daniel, because I know we're going to go on this. But Daniel, I want your opinion on this. The way the defense, and maybe Bobby and Sammy, you can jump in. The best defenses in the league that are in this league are good because of the time of possession on the offensive side of the ball, where it's a balanced attack, where the offense is able to control the clock. Defenses need time to to be able to breathe in between plays. 3 and outs don't work. 4 and out, 4 plays doesn't work. 5 plays, you need 10, 12, 15 play drive to give them the chance to reassess and because I'm telling you this right now, it's a lot harder on the defense to play on the field for a long time than it is for the offense. The offense has time to scheme. The defense doesn't. The defense is waiting for the offense the offense is controlling what the defense might be able to do. It's not the other way around. It's an offensive controlled first game. The defense can cover a lot of the warts, but they also showed today that if they don't win, if they actually have time to relax, they can actually be a better defense. Is this the winning formula? Yes, because you don't have Tyreek Hill. You don't have Darren Waller. So you have to stick with what works. Waddle looked great today because he was fresh. Westbrook was good. You don't have a great tight end there anymore, so I would use the lineman. It opened up space for your running backs. It was great today. It was great today. Look, they also got to how many receivers? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 receivers caught the ball. 9 receivers. That's spreading the ball around. What they did today was phenomenal on the offensive side of the ball, and that just led to the fact that the defense didn't have to do as much. But I will say, I said last week, and it was very clear, there are no dogs on this football team. People will get there, but if there is one dog on this football team, it's Jordan Brooks. He took, maybe they want to trade him, I don't know, but he restructured his contract, returned more money into a signing bonus. I know we talk about the leading of the field, of the fact that he's leading the league in tackles because he's getting them 7 yards, but the man every game gets double-digit tackles, and he hits, and he gets tackles for losses. The guy is an absolute dog. When you look back on when we got him last year, we thought he's quietly a very, very good leader on this football team, and he showed that today. People criticize Dotson. Dotson is the green dot player. He's playing well. But yeah, this is a good formula, because if you allow the team and Tua to balance his attack and not have to force the ball downfield, because it will no longer work, it works. Like, this is the way to win. It's hard-nosed football. And by the way, they better keep up with it, because if Lamar plays on Thursday, you better counterattack, because you don't want Lamar on the field. You don't want Derrick Henry on the field. You want your team to be on the field more. That's how you win football games. Dolphins' best way is to have as much time on the field as possible. The more time you give to your team on the other team on the field, because you're trying to do quick outs, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, especially with the type of quarterback that you have. It's just not. This is the secret formula: run the ball. I think we've said this how many times since game 1 of the season? Run the ball.
Sammy?
I think we all know that the winning formula for the Dolphins, especially for Tua, was running the ball. The problem is Mike McDaniel committed enough to stick to the formula, because that's always been the problem. Today, there were a couple of instances when I were like, keep running the ball, keep running the ball, keep running the ball. And, usually Mike McDaniel goes back to the passing game when he feels kind of uncomfortable. So today, fortunately, he found a way to keep running the ball, keep rotating running backs. Jalen Wright, Ollie Gordon, Asian, all saw good runs today. All got some time running the ball, and they did very, very well. So the 6 linemen for sure is helpful, because Judah Hill today out. They need to find a way to run the ball against one of the best defense in the league. So for that, I'm very happy they found a way. Hopefully, Mike McDaniel knows by now that he needs to commit to running the ball, because his defense is not that good. And the more time they spend on the field, because the offense is 3 and out, or quick striking like before, no matter what, the defense it takes a toll of the defense. So running the ball is the key for the Dolphins, always been the key for the Dolphins. That strong offensive line has always been a strong key for Tua. So I'm very happy about that. Hopefully, like everyone said, on Thursday, they find a way to run the ball and keep the good quarterback. No matter who the good quarterback is, this week is Lamar Jackson, but Josh Allen or whoever needs to stay on the sideline. They're going to do that. It's by running the football. So I think that they did the right thing today.
I just want to answer. As long as they announce, they have to. Where's the full comment about eligible? Yes, Richard. But they have to declare that man eligible prior to.
And you can see here the speaker. I think I heard even though the speaker there, you could say that they even said on the stadium.
No, you have to do it all the time. You just have to say which lineman is the eligible lineman before they know who they're looking for. Who's not too far downfield. I want to counteract the team. There's a team in the NFL that crushed us in week 1. Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. But you know what they do? Even though he's playing phenomenally well, Daniel Jones, and he has Michael Pittman, and he has Alex Pierce. Do you know why Daniel Jones is successful this year? His name is Jonathan Taylor. Why was Jalen Hurts last year he's a great quarterback? Why has he been successful last year all of a sudden? Saquon Barkley. Lamar Jackson, phenomenal MVP. Last year they goofed because they didn't utilize him proper in the playoffs, but the Ravens were much better last year than in previous years, and they were a stronger overall football team that was scary. Derrick Henry. Brock Purdy. Oh, Brock Purdy. 7th round pick, Mr. Irrelevant. Why is he successful? Mid-level quarterback? What's his name? Christian McCaffrey. Wait, Detroit. What did they do in Detroit? Wait, Jared Goff. He was given to nothing for Dan Campbell. We want Matthew Stafford. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. What? With now, Dak Prescott. There's always been a problem. What don't they focus on? They have Javonte Williams, been a good decent running back. Why doesn't it work? Because they don't get a great running back there. When you run the ball and you actually allow your quarterback to distribute the football, and that's when it works. Teams that win, even with Matthew Stafford, The running game with Sean McVay is key. With Jordan Love in Green Bay, key. If you don't utilize your running attack, and I'm sorry to tell you this, Devon Achane is the best player on this football team. Devon Achane might be the best offensive weapon in the NFL in the AFC this year, even with Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor does everything out of the backfield. But why is he good? Because of the fact that he is just today he was great. Why? Because he wasn't focused on. Because you let him breathe. Because when there was not his turn, let's give the ball to Jalen Wright. Different look. Let's give the ball to Ollie Gordon. Different look. That's what works. When they don't know what's coming, that's when it works. When they know what's coming, they know what to scheme for. They didn't know what was coming out of the backfield, Bobby. It never made sense. You know what's when you don't know what's coming, you can't predict for it. As good as Devon Achane has been, if you know he's coming, you'll scheme to block him. If you have Ollie Gordon, that's going to be different. Jalen Wright, it's going to be different. That's what works. If you bring the different scheme, you bring the different people in. Like Malik Washington, that touchdown, Tua, that was probably for me Tua's best throw of the game. Because Tua got outside the pocket, and he went to his strong side, and he found a hole on the run. That's Tua made plays today he has not made all year. He has not made all year.
I don't disagree. In what you at least your preference, especially with a guy like Tua, with a player like Tua, especially now in his career. When even though he had a very good game and there were some flashes here, we know, evident this year has been evident of a regression, but this game was a right step in the right direction, especially with the support around him. I will push back though on like Daniel Jones. I'll give shout out to Daniel Jones because
I am, but
but I'm going to say, because you say it's Jonathan Taylor being with Jonathan Taylor.
He has a Jonathan Taylor.
He had Saquon Barkley. It was the
Not
Giants.
Last year.
He had the Giants. He had the Giants. It was the Giants. It was. Hey, I let you talk. I let you talk. I was just pushing back, not having a debate. Just telling you. Yeah.
Yeah, but Bobby,
hey, I need some legend.
Bobby. Question: when Daniel Jones got his contract and he had a great year, he had Saquon Barkley. Then he lost Saquon Barkley and he fell down the crapper last week. By the way, did anyone have the chance to see Cam? He's only going to be. They say he may only be gone for a month. Did you see Cam Scadaboo's ankle?
He's not gone for a month. He's gone for that has to be that's gone for a year. He's a freak. He's a freak. I felt so bad for him. That was disgusting. I hate that for him. I'm tired, but I'm okay. I'm here.
Where's your milk, Bobby? Bobby, where's your milk?
Can I get some milk? I actually do. I would love to have if she's actually watching, but she's rude. She ain't paying attention right now.
Minka. I'm not sure. They haven't talked about Minka. Well, I guess
we don't know what's going on with Minka. And we'll see what happens. I don't know how many weeks we have left till the deadline, but we'll see how that comes.
November 4th. Next Tuesday, November 4th.
Next Tuesday.
I want to actually go through that.
Okay, so you got the Thursday night game. So if Miami wins that game, we might not see much trade. Any trades. We might see one. But if Miami loses that game, then we may see something happen on Tuesday.
I want to justify what he said. I might bipolar, but this is weird. Talk about this for the season. This year, good point, Shai. The Falcons, this year, they lost to us 34-10. Last week, they lost to the 49ers 20-10. They were injured, the 49ers. They all started Warner. But then they beat the Bills 24-14. They beat the Commanders 34-27. Then they lose to the Panthers 30-0. But then they beat the Vikings when the Vikings were decent with J.J. McCarthy 22-6. And then they lost the Buccaneers 23-20. They played well against the good teams, and then the crappy teams, they go down the toilet. They play down their competition. They don't even show up to these games.
Maybe some coffee, Todd. Sorry. She says, "Do you really want milk? Can you make me some coffee? That'd be great."
Are you a milk and meat guy, Bobby?
A milk and what?
Milk and meat.
Evan, say I want leche.
I want lait. I speak French.
I'm very upset about that. I'm going to say I'm going to get a T-shirt that says I want some milk. I got some.
Un petit peu.
Un petit peu. Tu peux faire un podcast en français si tu veux.
Yeah, and Adrian, see, That's the thing. I will say though, Bobby, stop. I'm not going to stop. I literally am not.
Have you
Leche.
Alex has done it.
If
Have you watched the podcast? Have you guys watched the documentary yet? If you haven't, I'm disappointed. I give you guys one more week to watch it.
I watched the
I
John
watched
Candy
that.
one.
I watched that.
No, you didn't
I
watch
haven't
the Expos one?
No, I haven't watched that yet. No.
Shame on you.
Listen. I'm trying to catch up. I'm watching Billions every night. I have the new It series.
Take 90 minutes, Bobby. Just listen. Take 90
I know,
minutes.
90 minutes of my life. You know, it's what it is. I'll watch it.
I
Who
watched
will
it
you-
just
I
to
will
get it
watch
out of my back.
No, but
very good.
what I was gonna say,
Oh, stop.
talking about any given Sunday, I'm gonna say though, you know, what I saw today, at least with the running game, is one I want to see all season. You know, close to 10 carries per back would be great. Jalen Wright, you know, even though it was 9 of 28, it's nothing great, nothing crazy, but it was a productive 28 yards. It was when he touched the ball, he was going close. I think he'll
the
be.
Steelers uniforms tonight.
I know it's always ugly.
Oh my God! Have you seen
Ollie
that?
Gordon, listen, Ollie Gordon, people forget, you know, who this guy was in college. Most yards in 23. The leading rusher in the nation in 2023. I believe he you know, I know a lot of people, man, because they didn't see enough of Ollie Gordon. They saw enough of Scatterbo. Like, you know, I always wanted Scatterbo over Ollie Gordon. Just wait. Ollie Gordon. No, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. I apologize. Ollie freaking Gordon. Okay? Just wait for it. You saw glimpses today. I love this freaking guy. And of course, Devon Achin. He is the best player on the Miami Dolphins, the most consistent player. Love him to death. But yeah, I think we all agree. I don't think we have to stay too long on this, but the run game by committee, it should be the way it is going forward. I mean, yeah, Devon Achin is your lead back. You go through him, but I loved when I saw Devon Achin line up at receiver, you know, run out. I was like, thank you. Here we go. Great.
Finally.
But I understand too. I know Adrian's saying here, you know, everyone is available. I think the season's over. Something will happen regardless. I get that. I understand that. It's one game. I understand that. We're celebrating the one game. We know it's a long way to go. But what's in Miami's favor for Thursday night? There's something going on in Baltimore. We talked about the instability of the Miami Dolphins off field, you know, the drama, all this. Of course, when you're winning, it's a very nice thing. When you lose again, it's, you know, it starts to rear its ugly head. But there's something going on fishy in Baltimore right now, and that might play into Dolphins' favor. Lamar Jackson is coming back. Could he be rusty? Sure. Do I expect him to use his legs? Absolutely. And I hope Miami's ready for it. So, you know, it's going to be huge for Miami to come out and get if they could get that win against Baltimore, because now you're talking 3-6. And, you know, now there's a glimmer, just a little tiny glimmer that you may be able to win games that you're supposed to win. And, you know, if you lose a couple more, it doesn't kill you. But, you know, we all been wishful thinking. It's almost Christmas. We're a month away from Christmas, 2 months away from Christmas. So you could wish.
By the way, side note, did you see the Brian Kelly's being fired from LSU?
I saw that, yeah.
They didn't even tell him. He was finding out like through Twitter. They didn't even warn him.
Sucks, man. Listen, so we could all agree there you go. Some nice, creamy, thick leche. Just like, right, whole leche. Like a whole glass of leche. Just drink it down the gullet. Go. You know what I'm saying? See? To swallow it whole, brother. It's all your guys' fault. You guys, my Hispanic family.
I know,
my brothers over there.
We are enjoying the victory.
It is absolutely okay to enjoy the victory.
No, I want to make it clear.
Yes.
Every single person, if you are not happy, I'm not telling you how to fan. If you're not happy that they won today, then you just don't like happiness, because this was fun. This is the Dolphins team we've all been begging for. This is, by the way, this is why we hired Mike McDaniel. He was a run game coordinator. He wasn't the passing game coordinator, or else we would have hired Bobby Slowick. We hired Mike McDaniel because he was a run game guy. He was doing these amazing things with the San Francisco 49ers, designing all these plays. Wait, he came here and go, throw, run the goddamn ball. By the way, you know how Dolphins won most of their Super Bowls? By the way, when they won their Super Bowls back in the 70s, Bobby, you know what they did in those Super Bowls? They ran the freaking ball. It's not a formula. What wins championships? Defense and running game. The passing is nice, but you don't win because of passing. You don't win. You complement it. Your quarterbacks have to be great, but at the same time, a lot of these great teams, you win on defense and running, and everything else takes care of itself.
Duke, what happened was why Tua got pink eye, or whatever happened. He was drinking leche and it went in his eye. And
no, Liam Eichenberg. No, it was a Liam Eichenberg sighting.
I'm just saying.
No, it was a Liam Eichenberg sighting.
Yeah. Come
on. By the way, if I had to stare at Liam Eichenberg.
Poor Eichenberg hasn't even been in the thing. Leave him alone. Anyway, listen, man. I think everyone could say this has not been Tua's year. 10 interceptions this season. Last week, probably the worst game, maybe, of his career, next to the Tennessee Ice game, maybe. But that was all around bad. But last week was really bad. And to come away and play the way he did today, not eye-popping, not, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But, I mean, solid outing by Tua today. This was a huge huge bounce back game, but also a great response to a tough week. A tough season, but a tough week. Because, everybody was talking about he got benched in the second half last week. People were talking about him being benched in the game. He's talking about he can't throw over a receiver, can't see receivers. People are knocking him every which way. Deservingly so. It's what it is. This is the profession you play. But to come out and finally put your money where your mouth is and play the way you did, shout out to Tua today to have the game that he is. And this is what we talk about. This is what I say. When people say Tua's a horrible quarterback, he's not a horrible quarterback. He's not a bad quarterback. He has great. He could have a great game. He have a good game. He could have terrible games. He is who he is. Today he had a very good game, and this playing like this will allow you to win football games. It wasn't magical. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't eye-popping, big bombs, 50-yarders, none of that. It was smart game managing football, and it was precise. That shot to Malik Washington was the most impressive one, right where it needed to be, and what a catch by Malik Washington. So I will be the first to say shout out to Tua Tagovailoa for an awesome game. It was really cool to see. He looked very happy at postgame. He should, even though, again, a lot of work to do, but a step in the right direction. Sammy, last week you were – hey, you could still give a congratulations. You could still go, wow, the clock was right today. Leave it alone. But Sammy, last week you were down on him. Of course you were. Everyone was. But you've been a defender of Tua. You self-proclaimed Tua-non when he was. What did you like about today's game? What stood out to you? And do you think this could be, if he could continue this, do you think that could Miami some, can that be winning football for the Dolphins?
Well, the bottom line is that when Tua is protected and runs, the running game is there, like any other quarterback, he's just absolutely better. Tua, when they started the day with the pink eye and stuff, and I was kind of worried that that what I call the phantom injury was coming. We're not gonna bench him. He has an injury, so we're gonna rest him. If he had a bad game and he started the bad game poorly, they were gonna say that he had that kind of injury just to bench him. But Tua came to play. Bison or not, the guy was prepared. The running game helped a lot, but he was poised. He was calm. He was under pressure a couple of times. He made some good throws. So when you had the worst game of your career and the Dolphins' worst game in maybe even decades, to bounce back like that, it's a good feeling. I feel very good for Tua. I'm not saying the Dolphins going to go streaking or they're going to win the next whatever games, because I'm not even confident they can win the next one. But when they had to do something that kind of loss, that kind of a punishment of losing like that, and the humiliation, they went to Cleveland and lost like that, and Tua a couple of games with 3 interceptions per game is tough. So bouncing back like that, it's great for Tua. So I'm very happy about that.
Well, the one thing Tua did for me, if he wins on Thursday, on Friday, I'm going around town with my Tua jersey and my eye patch. That's my the one-eyed Tua. The one-eyed Tua. It was phenomenal. The less he sees, the better he plays. It's really when he overthinks it, it doesn't work. But honestly, at least two. Let's see. Honestly, if he keeps his mouth shut and plays football. By the way, did you, Sammy? I know you, George was showing you on Phins Faithful today. Did you like the garb? You like the cape? You like the Superman cape he was wearing in the press conference? That was a nice little look.
Yeah. He reminded me of someone. He wanted to be like Prince or something because I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. By the way, I want to make it very clear. Just because you're picking first in the draft, there's no Joe Burrow there. There's no star player there. Like, it's not like you're getting Peyton Manning. Right now, I guarantee you, Bobby, you're going to do it with Vogel and Wingate. You don't know who the number one quarterback is yet. For me, for so far this season, if I had a choice of quarterbacks, I'd go get Mendoza. But at the same time, by the time of the season, is it going to be Sellers? Is it going to be Mateer? Is it going to be Beck? No, probably not. Is it going to be Mendoza? You don't know. Honestly, you just don't know. Quarterback, all these star quarterbacks, Josh Allen was dropping. Mahomes dropped. Look at Brady. Just because someone is picked high, there's no, right now, one prototypical. Look at Bryce Young, how much they gave up to go get Bryce Young. CJ Stroud, second pick. Everyone loved him first year, has not been the same quarterback. Caleb Williams, if you're a Chicago Bears fan, and I have a lot of friends who are Chicago Bears fans, they don't like Caleb Williams. Dane Daniels having a quiet second year. Just because you're picking a quarterback doesn't solve all. If you get the right quarterback, yes. But at the same time, you better build
I would even say, listen.
You have to build around them.
Let me just say, first off, I don't like the word generational. I do not like that word. I don't think it's fair to rookies. Nobody's generational because you can have the greatest pedigree and be the greatest quarterback coming out of college and be a total bust. It happens a lot. So I don't like the word generational, but there are dogs in this draft. And I will say again, Mendoza, Fernando Mendoza. I mean, yesterday was a great day of college football all the way around. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I watched the Vanderbilt game, and I watched the Alabama South Carolina game. Lennar Sellers, I love him. I love Mendoza.
What's the story with Sellers? What someone was mentioning to me, or read a story that Sellers may not be allowed to play next year. Is that possible?
I have no clue.
Someone said he may not be able to play next year, even if he gets drafted.
I don't know. I would just say, I don't know. That's a great cry. I have no clue. I'll tell you what, though. Even if you're the Dolphins, Tua's going to be here. Okay, let's just state the obvious.
Only if McDaniel's here.
No, you can't move from Tua with his contract. You can't do it.
You can do it. The Broncos
no, you cannot. No, you cannot. Stop.
Broncos. If they not had Tyreek Hill also to cut next season, they probably have to do one or the other. They can't do both.
Tua, listen, and you don't want to. If the Dolphins were to cut Tua after next year, drafting a quarterback, I'm going to say it, and I mean if they do it, they are the stupidest, dumbass organization in pro football, maybe pro sports. If you draft a quarterback and then you cut or trade Tua, not just minus the cap, but you get rid of him, you are the dumbest organization in football. Why? He is the perfect bridge quarterback. You don't want to rush your rookie into this mess. This team is not a quarterback away. Yes, go get your guy, whether that is Mendoza, whether that is Sellers. That's great. But if the Dolphins go, okay, let's go to get rid of Tua. Linares, you're the starter. Mendoza, you're the starter. You're going to get them killed. You put in a veteran like Tua Tagovailoa, you have a massive contract. You let your rookie sit behind him, let him learn, let him watch. If Tua has a great season with a new coach, a new GM, or the same coach, same GM, whatever, he only builds up his value. Then you move on from him because they ain't going to kill you as much. Yes. But no, it is the wrong thing it's a wrong idea to say for anybody to, draft the quarterback, trade Tua. Not is it just unrealistic just because of cap, and I understand the Broncos did it. But you also got to rid of Tyreek, and I don't think Tyreek is coming back. I think he's gone. Mm-hmm. I will also say this. Even if Miami is a top 5 pick, and I'm very early on, I know it's time, but I'll be watching more film, and I may fall off, some guys are not, but I love Lenore Sellers. I love the prospect of Lenore Sellers. I love the prospect of Mendoza, especially the back end of it. But I don't know if I would take a QB with the first pick if we're in the top 5. There's too much talent with the top 5 picks. The offensive line, you got the kids out of Utah, you got the guy out of Miami. You think about Ruben Bain. There's a lot of good ones. Now, Miami trades Tyreek Hill, gets a late second, get a second round pick. Do they move back up? Do they go get a quarterback that's falling? Because there's a lot of them. Maybe. But no, Miami shouldn't trade Tua right away, or first of all, kill yourself in the cap more, or just throw your freaking rookie quarterback to the wolves, because we so trust this organization with a rookie quarterback.
That wasn't my question. Let me ask you this question. If they go, let's say all of a sudden they pull Flores and they finish 8-9, or they finish 7-10, and Tua's stats come around, and then Stephen Ross still isn't satisfied, could you see a team that's up and coming, well, Tua's resolved his issues, and they're willing to accept the trade for him? If Tua turns it around, great. But if he doesn't, and we keep him, great. But do you think his trade value becomes beneficial to a team, a dome team that is on the cusp of making the playoffs and taking a chance on Tua for a year and taking on his salary for a year?
That would be after next season.
You couldn't do it this season. Bobby, was the internet awful in Tennessee? What's going on? Frozen in time.
Unless somehow, some way, there's a loophole in the players' agreement or whatever that they could trade a player and that team eat. Am I gone? Can you see me?
Yeah, you're there. You're just going in and out.
God, I hate this
thing.
Am I here? No. Hello.
Yeah, you're here. You're there.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what the hell's going on. This thing's acting up on me. Anyway, all I'm going to say is, unless somehow in the CBA or whatever you could eat the contract, there's no way Tua's getting moved. I think that's a question for after next season.
Yes,
because it's gonna kill your cap. And then guess what? Don't worry, Bobby. We could sign offensive linemen to protect our rookie quarterback. With what money? You just killed it with Tua's trade and Tyreek. So I think that's a question for next year.
Tua needs to shut up, play football, and hope that his coach protects him again and starts running the ball, because that is what works. Like,
it's not about giving up draft. It's not. And again, you might have to give, but again, it's not about giving up anything to trade Tua. It's not that teams wouldn't take Tua. There's teams that would take Tua. I'm sure. It's not about that. It's the cap hit. That's what's going to kill you. That's why it's almost impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible because teams might do it. I'm just saying the Dolphins would be pretty stupid to go into next season with a rookie quarterback and no veteran. You got your veteran. Look at what the Bengals are doing. They they have Joe Flacco back there. Even the Falcons, even though they lost today and Kirk Cousins came back and it didn't look good, but their quarterback goes down, they got a guy who could start in another team. Miami, if they were to get a rookie guy, you have Tua. Tua struggles like he's done throughout the season minus this game. You got a rookie, you put him in there, then you got a real capable backup until you can move him after next year. I would not touch Tua.
Worry. It all depends on what happens, because if Tua goes back old Tua because of the play calling on Thursday, we're going to be back on the post-game show on Thursday night talking like we did last week. Right now, the fate of this football team is in the hands of who it should be, because you're not changing the structure of this team tomorrow. It's on Mike McDaniel. If Mike McDaniel realizes what works for the structure of his football team and for his quarterback, then we'll be successful. Because right now, had Mike McDaniel done what he did today against New England, against who else? I've already lost track of how many losses we have. But all those one-score games, if he would have done what he did against Carolina, if he would have done what he did today against those teams, we wouldn't be here right now at 2-6. We could have a winning record potential. It's all on the head coach realizing how his team. He's trying to put square pegs in round holes. Today they were on autopilot. What did I say 2 weeks ago, Bobby? If you take off and you have a flight plan, and you stick to the flight plan that is the safest, smoothest way to get there, there won't be any turbulence. There won't be any need to drop your oxygen mask or grab your life preserver. The Dolphins, because Mike McDaniel forgot to fill up the fuel tank before they even took off, and they were already crash landing. It worked today because he had a plan and he stuck to his plan, and that's what works on offense.
All right, so let me very quick. We're going to talk about the defense in a second here. I'd love to read anything that Daniel says about our defense. Shout out to the Dolphins defense who's been getting criticized. I mean, again, we were talking about it last week. Miss Phins came to their defense. I'm sure she's smiling big time with the defense today and how they played, how they stepped up. I mean, my goodness, stopping Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, the way they held Kirk Cousins. Miami's defense stepped up, only holding Atlanta to 10 points. Adrian Sellers is a dog. To a bunch of very raw. He is. Daniel, Bobby, my point is I don't see any Andrew Luck types in this draft. Are there some good ones? Yes, for sure. There are some very good ones in this draft. But I hear you again, though. I don't believe in generational, man. I don't even think Andrew Luck was generational. Richard McLean, I would Ruben Baines. I love Ruben Baines, man. I love Ruben Baines. He's a culture setter, a franchise changer. I would be in on Ruben Baines, brother. Sorry, Evan, 1 second. Let me just get through these comments very quick. One day at a time. Let's see if Tua makes it through the season. Fair enough. Fill these holes and then build some depth. Let's see here. I hear you, Richard. That's why draft capital would offset some capital hit. Shy Johnson doesn't think he is a bridge and probably would not respond well to the team drafting a first-round quarterback. This team won't get a competitive back because they don't want to offend him. If he has a good game today, fine. But if he plays like the way he's playing this season, the team's not going to give a damn. They showed that by benching him last week, and they've been calling each other out. If he continues to play, no one gives a crap about offending him. That's why this team's in the hole that they are. That's why the team's in the shitter that they are. They worry too much about one player instead of worrying about the 53. Okay? They should have had a guy that could push him. They didn't. So I could give a crap how Tua feels, or I hope the team doesn't give a crap. They've done it. It's losing. It causes the team games. And I hate to say it because he did great today. Good enough. But yeah, no, I've been very critical of this defense, but props to Anthony Weaver for sure, Daniel. Right on, man. Yeah, man, this defense, y'all wanted Weaver fired. Breaking news. Still want them all fired. It's still 2-6, brother. Yeah, there's a good step in the right direction, you know. A broken clock is right twice a day, brother. No, shout out to this defense. Again, I love what I saw from the guys. Jordan Brooks, holy crap, man. He was on a roll today. I mean, my son was going nuts for Jordan Brooks today, and it was really cool to see him. He was all over the field. Every time there was a play to be had, he was right in the middle of it. Sammy, man, what do you think of? How do you feel about this defense today, man? How did they look in your eyes?
A couple of games we see this defense playing hard, playing to the whistle, but today they took it a step up. Anthony Weaver has been criticized a lot, but Rasul Douglas played like a dog. And if you remember when we talked during the preseason, who I said was going to be the Dolphins Defensive Player of the Year, I said Jordan Brooks, and he has not disappointed. He has been, a dog, the leader of this defense. I saw a comment that said probably the best linebacker the Dolphins had since Zach Thomas. I tried to think a little bit of who could take that spot between Zach Thomas and Jordan Brooks, and it took me a while to think of someone. So Jordan Brooks for sure has been quite a revelation for the Dolphins. So the guy playing hard. Zach Sealer played very well today, not making that mistake that caused the Dolphins. So he went a little bit unmentioned, but I think he played very well. And Grant's taking 2 weeks in a row playing solid for what I saw. So that's the good news. And the pass rush, Jalen Phillips, he's playing hard. So the defense all over the place is playing hard for Anthony Weaver. The defense has not quit. They might not execute right, but you can see them playing hard, and it showed today because they basically did everything they could, every single play through the whistle, and did not make huge mistakes. So I'm very satisfied about that.
Very quick. I just want to say, first off, shout out to Duke. Duke says, Bobby, who would you give the game ball to? That's a great question. And this game is specifically hard because, again, this was an all-around good game, I believe, for the Miami Dolphins. Again, I was talking about it on pregame. I talked about it through the season so far. When the Dolphins struggle, it's very, when they lose, we throw a lot of crap at this guy, and rightfully so. He's the head coach. He had himself a good game. He made the right changes. I'm going to give the game ball to Mike McDaniel today.
Good job.
I'm proud of Mike McDaniel, man. This was a good game for Coach McDaniel. And go ahead, Evan. Would you give it the game ball?
It was his. It took him. How many seasons? It's four. It took him 50-something games. This is better coaching than the 70-20. He actually came into the game and had a game plan. He actually came in and said, "Wait, there's a way to win a football game. We are going to dominate the time of possession. We're not going to throw turnovers. We're going to use a committee of running backs." Not rocket science. He did what we've all been saying for years. The fact that he's starting to listen, wow.
Sammy, who are you giving the game ball to?
I was asked this question during the afternoon with Phins Faithful.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I gave the ball to Tua because basically, after having probably the worst game of your career, and waking up with pink eye, and having to get a visor and having any single excuse to fail today, he found a way to play well. He didn't have huge stats, but he was in control. He set the tempo for the game. Last week, he was probably the reason, he played horribly, and I blame him for that loss because a lot of people fell last week, but I thought that the tempo he set for the whole franchise was bad, for the whole team was bad. So today, I had to give the game ball to Tua.
Go to Disney already. In honor of Mike Brown, 1 second. Honor of Mike Brown, 1 second. In honor of Mike Brown, I'll wear my hat like this.
He showed you a lot of love yesterday, man. He showed you a lot of love.
My Hebrew hat, bro. I wear my hat very high.
Go ahead, Sammy. Your point.
Buddy. Springer dinger.
No, basically that's it. I gave the game ball to Tua. I'm gonna stick to Tua because I think that overcoming the worst game of your career and overcoming the pink eye and everything, I think he deserves the game ball because he's not the one there blocking the running backs. He's not the one playing defense. Mike Daniel is not the one who's playing defense. He's not the one blocking for Ollie Gordon and the one he should play. So Tua executed well. So he gets my game ball.
I think that's fair. I think that's okay.
I don't know if I also want to give comment. Did you happen to notice since last week, or this was one of the first games I actually noticed, Mike McDaniel actually was moving around. He was actually engaged more in the game lately. I actually noticed that watching it, because I didn't watch it live. I was watching it and I rewound and I was watching. He seemed a little more engaged, talking to the other coaches. He didn't have his face. He actually sort of looked like a head coach today. He's getting there. Like, he did the right thing today. He actually did the right thing today. Like, it was what I've been wanting to think we all wanted to see from him from day one. And to play football and stop overthinking it. He's trying to outsmart himself, and that's what he didn't do today. He did what most normal football coaches do, and then you can sprinkle in what normal coaches do with a little bit of your own extra spice, but you have to do what's been working in the NFL for how many years.
Absolutely. And shout out to Mike Brown, host of the Beer Sports Whatever podcast. Mike, the Hebrew Hammer Brown, man. I appreciate him. He joined me yesterday on Phins Talk today. And it was a lot of fun to be on the same set studio here with Mike Brown. And he gave a lot of love to Finstanza, but he was frustrated too. And so I know how much it means to him to see the Phins win today. Phins for the win, baby. It was a shout out to Jalen Waddle too. Had himself a very good game. Yeah. You were going to do it anyway.
Daniel, I appreciate the question. I really do. I want you to come out if you can on Wednesday night. Come and watch on deck. We really appreciate any feedback there. The World Series last night has been World Series. Yamamoto, the pitcher, is another gem. I think every Japanese phenomenal player goes to LA, but he just pitched a gem last night. But the game before, this is going to be a very tight series. It's two very different kind of baseball teams, but this will come back to Toronto because Toronto is a team of dogs who plays the way the Dolphins did today. They balance it with phenomenal. They balance the attack, and the young son heroes show up in different games. And also it's going the way the last time they were in the World Series. They won game one, at home. Then they lost game 2. Then they won in Toronto, in LA, and they came back and they had a chance to win it in game 6 in Toronto. So yes, they will come back to Toronto. The series is not ending in LA. We're not losing 3 in a row. Not just baseball.
Sammy.
Just one question since we're talking baseball. Toronto lost last night, right? The Dodgers won.
They lost 5-1 against Yamamoto. It's just insane.
I didn't watch the game last night. I saw the first game. I thought
I watched every pitch. Every pitch.
The question is, as a Canadian, as far as I remember during the 90s, if you were Expos fans and Blue Jays fans did not get along. Am I wrong on that?
No, you're because we associate the Blue Jays with the Toronto Maple Leafs, the hockey team, and anything Toronto, so that was created the negativity. Well, if you watch the documentary, what happened
right now? But
people were criticizing.
The Blues are kind of steam, right?
No, I don't treat it as Canada's team. No, I didn't treat it as Canada's team. It's the same way for me. I'll tell you an example. So for me, when the Expos left, because you have to watch the documentary to know it, probably taking a nap.
Not even in the coffee.
I'm not. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay.
I promise.
When they moved, you had to pick. I'm a huge baseball fan. I adopted the Jays as my team because I love baseball, and there wasn't another team out there that I could support. Also, the reason why I couldn't go because in Florida, I have a big hockey fan, a big Montreal Canadiens fan. I support the Panthers. I like the structure of the Panthers too. I could never ever cheer for the Marlins because the guy who owned the team of the Expos became the owner of that team.
But he's not the owner anymore. He's not the owner
anymore.
But he's not, though. But he's not, though. But he's not.
At the time when they left, I had to adopt a new team, and I adopted the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays also have Vladimir Guerrero, who's a big, for me, Vladimir Guerrero.
I like Guerrero.
So the way the team is structured, I've always just followed them. But for me, I hate the Toronto Maple Leafs the way I hate the Jets and the Bills. Like, it's deafening for me. I could never cheer for the Washington Nationals because of the fact that they're the former Expos. I think it's disgusting when they ever associate because there's nothing left of that team. No, for me, the association of Toronto for me is because it was a team that transferred over. It was just my new team. Like, I don't mind. I can't cheer for the Braves. I had to find a team that was as far away from the Expos as possible, and it turns out I cheered for them. Right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I can't cheer for your Braves. I'm sorry.
No, I can get that. I will never cheer for the Blue Jays.
I will never cheer for the
now because I will never cheer for the Blue Jays until now because they played the Dodgers.
I will never cheer for the Braves. I'll never cheer for the Braves, the Phillies, the Mets, the Marlins, the Jets, the Patriots, or the Patriots, or the Bills. I won't cheer for the Boston Bruins. I won't cheer for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Damn it, Sammy!
I won't cheer for any team that's in my.
Blame you for this. Division. We were on a roll until you bring up baseball, man. It's
actually Daniel.
You brought baseball.
I know, but you asked him the question, and now you've encouraged him.
He mentioned,
I'm not a fan of all 30 teams other than my team. Like, okay, we get it, bro.
Not true. No, I support other teams. What I'm saying is, by the way, I will say this: there is no playoffs like the baseball playoffs in the World Series. Oh boy,
hockey's pretty good. Hockey playoffs.
Hockey first round. NBA Finals. First round, but a lot of the mid rounds are not great. Baseball is different. Just pitching can control it.
That was nice. Thanks for sharing.
that comment of always taking it Sunday game count.
So guys, I hope you know we will be moving the baseball podcast off the network, and it will become On Deck, where we bash Bobby Melendez. But the best part about On Deck, by the way, is every single show.
I'll still be funding it, apparently.
The pleasure of him being with me and not having to put up with Bobby on Deck. That's what he likes.
I'll still be funding it.
By the way, you know what's ironic about this before we move on to football again? It's ironic that on East 10th Street, boys, the hat that Bobby is wearing is a baseball hat.
I love the Marlins. You're the one hating on the Marlins. I'm a Marlins fan through and through, brother.
You're a David Sampson lover. Good for you.
I see that.
At least I don't hate the Marlins.
But anyway,
Phins win in Atlanta. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, bro. You got me sidetracked here with all this baseball talk.
But
anyway, about baseball. Russ Morgan said he's going to be live tomorrow for On Deck.
He screwed that up because he thought I was going to be there. I told him.
Yeah, no, I know, but he told me he wants to do it anyway, so I guess he's going twice this week.
I told him I can go later. I can go early. I can even go at 6.
We'll tell him.
Eh,
I mean, communicate.
I'll talk to him. I
I mean, talk to him. Damn.
I'll talk to him.
Et tu, Brute?
I mean, my gosh, he's texting me and then he's like, it's like, okay, Evan's over there. No, hey, very quick, Russ Morgan, our resident Jets fan. We said it on pregame. Evan brought it up earlier in the show. Break that sad news with Nick Mangold, man, their legendary center. Watching Rex Ryan tear up, and just not but his family, his teammates, the fan base there. Condolences and prayers to his family, to his friends, to the Jets organization and teammates. Just tragic news for the New York Jets and Nick Mangold's family, man. But listen, Phins win in Atlanta. Again, we talked about, Evan said it earlier when I asked about the winning formula by Mike McDaniel. Is this the winning formula for Miami? Did they find it? Could this continue? I know a lot of people say no, and I get it. I said it before on pregame. I just do not trust the Miami Dolphins. I'm glad that they won, but I still don't trust them. But I have to ask, guys, how do you feel going? And obviously we got Thursday night. We will be live. FTSN, the Phins Talk pregame show. We'll be Sammy, Finstanza, Eddie. I will be on as well. We'll be joining in a little later, but we'll be live. So we'll save our predictions for then. But Sammy, I'll start with you, my man. Watching today's game, knowing we're going against Lamar in Baltimore on Thursday night, how are you feeling about that game right now? Are you feeling a little more confident, or are you still on the fence?
It's impossible not to feel a little bit more confident with that display of the Dolphins today, but not enough to to convince myself they have a realistic chance to win. Because Lamar Jackson, when he plays, he's a weapon by himself. He can be rusty, but he's still very athletic. He starts running with the ball, and Derrick Henry, the guy is still a beast. So stopping the run for the Dolphins is still a problem. They found a way to do it today. We have to wait and see if they can do it two weeks in a row. But for me, I think it's going to be rough. So I'm going to wait for my prediction until Thursday night on FTSN. But for now, it will be hard for me to believe that the Dolphins find a way to win 2 games in a row. Evan?
It's Thursday night,
Mm-hmm.
the night before Halloween. Weird things happen on Thursday nights. I don't know what it is, but weird things happen on Thursday nights in the NFL. Like it's a game you never bet on.
Especially injuries.
And especially this week, even people did not think that the Chargers, the way they looked the last couple of weeks, were going to come out and crush. Honestly, it's because of the fact that it's a short week. I think they're not going to have a lot of time to whip up anything different, and I think it will be a more competitive game. Now, if you know who the quarterback was, Tyler Huntley got in the game today for the Broncos. If Lamar Jackson plays, it will be. I think we'll all be quite nervous, but as long as the Dolphins play their game and keep Lamar and Derrick Henry off the field and run the ball, because I also, by the way, the stat line at the end of the day was below 4 yards a carry, right? But at the same time, it was the way they ran, the way they then adjusted by throwing the ball. It was just that's the way. Do I have a fear? No, because I don't have It's that point where you don't have expectations anymore. The Dolphins, for me, are just something that I look forward to be. That is between the month of January, early January. It's been early January for about 25 years since I was a teenager. Since early January to September, I long for my football team. So I look forward to them, whether they're good or bad, every single Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. So for me, whether they win or lose, the fact that I get to be here to talk about them, that's what's most important to me. They're my team. I have tons of teams that support. Like I said, I was a massive Expos fan and a massive Canadians fan. I support other teams. There's only one team that I have the most memorabilia of, the most jerseys
Teams do you
of.
support? You gave a whole list of teams you don't support. Now you say you support a bunch of teams. What teams are those? Just
The Canadians. The Canadians.
Well, we know that.
Canadians, Jays, Dolphins.
That's not a lot. That's 3 teams. That's 3 teams. That's not a lot of teams.
I said passion. When I buy their stuff, I don't wear 50 different NFL hats. I wear one NFL hat. Of all the teams I support, I don't support other NFL teams in the way that I support the Dolphins.
Yes, sir.
I'm in Canada and I get laughed at stoplights because I have a Dolphins license plate. Okay, that's my joy in Canada. People are already laughing at me when I'm wearing Dolphins gear. Okay, I don't care because they're my team and I support my team. This is my team. So for me, the fact that I get to watch them on Thursday, the fact that I get to watch them every Sunday, whether I like the coach or I like the GM or I like the owner or I like the quarterback or I like the kicker. By the way,
why'd you have to bring up the kicker? You see, you said all those guys because you don't like them, and then you bring up Jason Sanders, who has nothing to do with it. He's not even playing.
No,
why are you bringing up Jason
No,
Sanders?
I wish him the best. Riley Patterson's
You're so
been
full of
great.
shit.
No, because I want to go look. Riley Patterson's been great. He's been great.
I know.
He's been great. By the way, you know what I like today, Bobby?
What?
Didn't you like the return from special teams for number 31 today? Did you see who was in special? You see who was a kick returner today?
Who?
Ollie freaking Gordon.
Oh, I didn't see that. There you go.
See, he didn't see it. I saw it. I was proud of Mike McDaniel that he used Ollie freaking Gordon.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, get him killed on special teams. Yeah, smart thing. I didn't see
By
that.
the way, I
would've
will
been
say
pissed.
no. For me though, this team on Thursday, knowing them, they play better with Baltimore at home. Knowing this team, they're going to do something funny again on Thursday. Like I actually no expectations, but if they lose, I won't be surprised. But I won't be surprised if they win. Like I just don't. This is just weird. They're gonna play better. There's momentum. If it was next Sunday or next Monday, it's because it's a quick turnaround. A quick turnaround, and the fact that there's not a long commute flight home. They're home already. They got home in 45. It was a puddle jump for them to get home. So this is like they're sleeping in their own beds. Like it's gonna be easy. Put you to sleep, Bobby.
No, brother. It's everything else puts me to sleep. I still have other shows to do for the week. Or set up. But anyway.
And Jake Bailey, Ryan Stonehouse Ryan Stonehouse. Jake Bailey's having a great season. Great season. The Kickers having great.
He's having a very good season. Adrian says, "How could anyone trust the Dolphins?" I hear you.
Trust my Dolphins.
Daniel says, "I still don't trust this defense against Lamar." I hear you. Thursday night, Dolphins equals L. If we get behind Ravens early and we have to rely on the pass, we're in big trouble. Get a lead and keep running the ball. Duke. Game ball equals Tua. Cliff D. Riley Patterson MVP. Derek times Jamar. Big problems. Lamar, I assume. What has Lamar ever done? Oh man. Anyway, listen. We're about an hour and some odd minutes in. The Dolphins win big in Atlanta, 34-10, knocking the Atlanta Falcons to 3-4. The Dolphins raise up to 2-6 on the season. This wasn't just a last minute win, a kind of random. This was a definitive win, a all around win by the Miami Dolphins, enough to give some hopium to the fan base. So that is really cool. We'll see if that carries over into Thursday night. Again, Thursday night, we will be live at 6:30 Eastern time with Sammy, Eddie, Finstanza starting the show on the Phins Talk pregame show. I'll be on my way home from work, so I will have to pop in later on. So make sure you catch the guys, join in, give your thoughts on the Baltimore Dolphins game. Let's see if Lamar starts. Let's see if any more. Maybe we get lucky and get Cooper Rush. We get Cooper Rush. Hey, we're maybe possibly talking 3-6 for the Miami Dolphins.
I want Snoop.
Snoop Huntley. There you go. So that will wrap it up for tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, you could follow us at Phins Talk Network.
Stick opium.
I got 3 bottles of opium.
He meant to say hopium, but he slipped out.
That's hilarious. Take care, everyone. Appreciate you, brother. Everyone tuning in, appreciate you. Hey, look, you know what? Usually it's pretty hard. It's still hard at 2-6, but it's easier today with a taste of victory. The Dolphins 2-6 win 34-10. Dolphin fans, do me a favor, like and share the episode. Subscribe to the channel for amazing Phins content, whether it's overtime with Finstanza, pregame or postgame as well, or pregame, postgame with Fin Sammy, or Phins TV Plus on Thursday nights. It won't be this Thursday night because he'll be live on pregame. And of course, me with Phins Talk today. If you love anything
you love other stuff besides Dolphins, we got baseball, we got basketball, we got wrestling, we got it all here at FTSN. Make sure you hit what? I had it going really good. I swear
I
to
know,
God,
but I have to ask you guys.
it better be something good. I swear, if you
Is it
stop
not
me,
in
it was so good.
Have you ever seen a player wasting away more than Myles Garrett? Just have to say that. Do you know the man had 5 sacks today? 5 sacks! The Dolphins have 5 sacks all year. That poor guy. I just feel bad for him. Get him out of Cleveland. Bring him to Miami. I'm just
That couldn't have waited until after the show. It was so good.
Thursday. 5 sacks. The Dolphins have 5 sacks all year. It's phenomenal. 5 sacks in a game. You got to drink me 5 times and he still got brutalized. Unbelievable, that guy. Unbelievable. That's the only advantage they take out of the Dolphins. They didn't give up 5 sacks to Myles Garrett.
No, they didn't. No, thank you
I
for
had
that.
to do it on purpose. Sorry. That's a Finstanza moment.
You didn't do that. It was a Finstanza moment. It wasn't on purpose. It was just a Finstanza moment. Let's be real. It was just a Finstanza moment. It wasn't on purpose, you liar.
5 sacks. Come on, 5
Okay.
sacks. He's wasting away.
I had a roll. I was ready to go. I felt pretty good about the outro. F it. Like, share, subscribe. Most importantly, Dolphin fans, fins up.
Believe it or not, Target